Law Talk on 1480 WSAR is brought to you by the law offices of Sabra and Aspen. Now into the studio with your host of Law Talk, attorney Steve Sabra.
Good afternoon. This is attorney Steven Sabra. You're listening to Law Talk on 1480 WSAR. We do this show every Tuesday from 1 to 2 p.m. It's your opportunity to call in with any law-related questions.
Good afternoon, Attorney Sabra. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad.
Good.
I'd like to say thank you for your free lawyer advice.
Oh, sure.
Similar question to the previous caller. Now, where I live, I have no sidewalk. I do shovel the part of the street. But because where I live, there is no drainage either. And it's a problem that the city knows about, and they never fix the problem. I mean, this has been going on for years and years and years. So what happens is, like Sunday, after we had that rain, Monday morning, it was nothing but a big sheet. It was a big ice rink. That's what it was like. Mm-hmm. So now if somebody comes to visit me, and they wipe out, whose responsibility is that? Would it be the city's responsibility, especially if they know about the problem and never fixed it?
Possible. I mean, the first question I would ask is, okay, where exactly did it happen? Because if it happened on your property, then you've got
the street. It's the city street.
So if it happens in the street, that's a whole other sort of analysis, because, and I'm glad you raised that point, because in general, if it's a snow and ice case and it's on a public way like a sidewalk or a street, then it's a couple of different factors that go into play. And first of all, if they're injured, there's a cap of $5,000 in damages. So it doesn't matter if you broke your leg and you got $80,000 in bills. The most the city would ever have to pay is $5,000. That's number one. Number two, with snow and ice cases with municipalities, meaning the city, town, etc., the statute also talks about the fact that the injury has to be only due to, in your example, the ice. In other words, it can't be due to the person's own negligence. So they can't have any what's called comparative negligence, and it can't be due to any third party's negligence. So it's a very, very narrow situation where.
No, this would be completely ice, because I had it cleaned right down to bare pavement, and then all the water that rushes down the street, it just puddles up there, and then it just freezes overnight, and then it's just nothing but a sheet of ice.
But
like I said, it ponds up so much, and the city keeps saying they're going to take care of it, they're going to take care of it, and years down the road, and nothing has been done about it. And, you know, it's an ongoing thing.
Does the water go onto, you're saying the water comes onto your property, or just the street is a mess?
Well, it comes onto my property, too, because it runs right down the street and then runs right down my property because of the wetlands. So it goes, like, right through my property into the wetlands. But where I'm talking about, it's the street itself.
Yeah. Well, the street, you know, it's kind of another issue too with regard to, the public works and highway department or et cetera that has to take care of those problems, unless it was something to do with a contractor way back building.
Well, that's part of the big deal too. Is what it was too. Mostly, I'd say, the way the contractors did the street itself, instead of pitching it away from my house, they crowned the street so it goes on both sides. So now I get a big puddle in front of my house. So in that case there, would I be able to go after, would the person be able to go after the contractor who did the road work?
It's possible.
Their negligence in not doing the road properly?
It's possible if you can prove that they didn't do the road properly.
Well, you can see it. And looking at the road, you can see where it's crowned.
And how long ago was it? There's statute of limitation issues and things like that.
That was 2011, I think they did the road.
Yeah, you might still have a shot at it. The city may have a shot at them. If for example, if the city goes and repairs it, then they might want to go after the contractor for the cost of repair. I don't know if they'd have if they'd want to do something like that, but that because you're not going to probably not going to get the contractor back to do anything, especially if whatever bond they put up is they've already been paid and there's no money being held back. Forget that, they're not coming back. So then it's up to the municipality, and sometimes the municipality will fix it and then sue the contractor. That's a possibility as well. I mean, if let's say the situation was that problem that you state caused water onto your property, and now somebody comes to visit you and they're on your property and they fall and they break.
Well, the problem I have, like last year, well, not last year, the year before, it was due. I had water that came into my house because of the snowplow guys. At the bottom of the street, they blocked it all in. The water had no place to go except into my house, so it backed all the way up and into my house. So if that case there, then I should be able to go after the plow driver, right? I mean, their negligence on plowing blocked the whole area, right?
Yeah, it's possible. It's possible, and then you got to figure out if it's worthwhile to do it, and what's the cost of repair and all of that. I mean, that's all possible. But yeah,
well, last time it was like $30,000 worth of damage. So
that's a lot of damage.
So I got one more quick question for you.
Sure.
To put a lien on somebody, is it expensive? Is it a lot of work, or?
Well, I'm going to give you the famous lawyer answer. It depends. It depends on what it's for.
I'm a sales rep, and a person gave me a check. The thing bounced. I chased them around for a long time. It was for like $500. So for $500, it was putting a lien on them to try to get that money.
I don't think so. Not for $500. I mean, you sue them in small claims court, right? And then you bring them in to make sure they pay it. That's what you do.
So that's the best thing to do, something like that, right?
That's what I would do, because if I'm the one being sued and I've got to keep going back to court, and I'm a legitimate business person, then I don't want to keep going back to court. I want to pay you or try to work something out. So to me, you can do small claims on your own. You get the form from the Justice Center, and there's a small filing fee depending on how much the claim is for, and you fill out the form. It's not that complicated, and then they're going to give you a date to come back in to court.
Now, if I lost an entire day's worth of sales, and some of my days, $10,000 to $20,000 a day on sales, could I put that into there and say, look, this is what you're going to owe me, and put a more scare to them, and hopefully that they settle, or no?
Well, you would lose that because you had to go to court?
Right.
No, I don't think that's going to work out for you. No. I mean, it would be, if a salesperson, if somebody did something to you where you lost all those sales, that would be a different story. But if you're losing the sales because of having to make a court appearance to get back the $500, that wouldn't be included. I mean,
it's just easy to eat the $500.
That depends on whether you want to bother to go to small claims court. That's kind of the big issue. Some people will do it and some people won't. That's kind of a personal decision.
All right. Thank you, sir.
All right. Thanks for the call. Again, my name is Attorney Steven Saber. If you want to reach me at the office, the number is 508-674-0890. Again, 508-674-0890. Mostly what I do is serious personal injury cases, workers' compensation, and criminal defense, but on Tuesdays. Every Tuesday I am here from 1 to 2 p.m. So think up your questions for next week. Again, my name is Attorney Steven Saber. You've been listening to Law Talk on 1480 WSAR.